Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining. I'm Satya from Anyo, and every week on Wednesdays, we do a quick 15-minute expert talk. This week, we have our nutritionist, Chandini, with us, and the topic is quite what most of you busy professionals will be looking forward to, right? We saw a lot of people interested in this session on saving time in meal prep. So we will just ask Chandini her solution, like to how to. Yeah, hello Chandini, welcome actually.
Thank you.
So yeah, Chandini. So we are looking forward to hear your insights on how we can save time, especially with the busy, like working people. A lot of us, like including me myself, like there's a lot
Mhm.
of questions. We'll see what you cover, and maybe at the end we can also take questions. So yeah, it's all yours. Yes. Please go ahead.
Right. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining the session. So before we talk about meal prep ideas that I have for you, I would like to understand from you by what time do you start cooking dinner, especially on weekdays? Can you type it in the chat? And let's be honest, we're not judging each other. Just let me know by what time do you start cooking dinner on weekdays?
Okay. Some people say 8 p.m. Um, I guess it depends on the time people come back from office, is it?
Could be. All right. So it is different for each of us. So let's talk about some meal prep ideas that we have that I'll be covering in this session. And okay, so first let's talk about why is meal prepping even required? So, a lot of us might be familiar with this situation, like maybe based on whenever your work gets over, maybe you're feeling exhausted after a long day at work, maybe say 6 or 6:30. You get over, you maybe switch off your laptop if you're doing work from home, or maybe you reach the home if you're doing work from office, and you feel tired, exhausted. After some time, maybe you're just looking at your fridge and wondering, what should I cook today? Right? And if you are living alone, or based on if you are living with your family, you'll have to think of everyone's preferences as well. So maybe you end up making something quick in a jiffy, or maybe you are ordering something out from outside, maybe restaurant, and then you feel a bit guilt, like, why did I order something from outside? Or maybe I made something that was not really healthy. And then a lot of us, we feel that, okay, I should be doing better from tomorrow or next week, but we are clueless. Maybe we don't know how can I actually do it in a quick manner and also cook something that is healthy and nourishing as well, right? A lot of us, almost three-fourths of busy professionals actually struggle to maintain to eat healthy things because they are, time restricted. Maybe your work gets over by 7 or 8 or even 8:30, and then you are just wondering, what should I cook? So maybe you don't have a time to, cook proper roti, dal, and some sabzi, or maybe dosa and sambar. You don't have that much time to cook 2 to 3 dishes at night. So we'll talk about what we can do. And this is only not for dinner, but these ideas can also apply to your lunch and breakfast as well. So before that, I would like to ask you a quick question. Satya, can you share the question?
Oh, yeah, actually, I launched it a little before and we got the responses. The
Okay.
top answer is actually chopping veggies. It takes a lot longest time. And the second top is deciding what to cook.
Okay. All right. Yes. Vegetable chopping is definitely time consuming, and also deciding what to cook. So we will be covering them. And also, let me just start sharing. Okay. So for vegetable, what we can do is maybe over the weekend, like maybe on a Sunday or Saturday, what we can do is think of some vegetables that you usually cook, and then wash them, peel, chop, and store in an airtight container, again, which is something dry and not wet, so that those veggies you can use them in the weekdays. Like maybe you did it over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and then you have some chopped veggies ready to cook for, Monday to Friday on the weekdays. So again, here, if you do this, then for the lunch or dinner, you're not left wondering that I don't have much time to make sabzi, sambar, or a pulao or whatever that you want to use vegetables in. You'll already have these. And the trick here is to wash them well, dry them, and then chop them and keep it in an airtight container so that moisture is not going in and the veggies are not getting spoiled. And this would be a time saving hack for sure. So that if you're cooking your breakfast or be it your lunch or dinner, you can actually save around 20 to 30 minutes by not chopping and everything from scratch on that day. So, and that was about vegetables. About proteins, be it non-veg, like be it some fish or chicken, or maybe it's tofu or paneer. What we can do is we can chop them, like be it tofu, paneer, etc., or chicken. We can chop them and we can marinate with spices, and then you can store that in a glass container or a plastic container, and then store it in fridge, and it will be, safe for 3 to 4 days. So more than that, let's not try to keep it for 5 6 days. 3 to 4 days, these marinated protein options will be there already. So what you have to do is, like maybe you did it on a Sunday, then on a Tuesday or a Wednesday for lunch or dinner, if you're planning to cook up these things like a paneer, a sabzi, or a chicken curry, then you already have the marinated options ready, and then you just cook it with oil and maybe a bit more veggies. If you want to add to that, you can do that. And if you are someone who does eat eggs, then you can boil eggs already and keep them again. So again, all these options that I'm suggesting, they are to be stored in fridge so that it's not getting spoiled in the room temperature. So let's try that. And before I move on to the next slide, I would like to ask you a question. So, what is one Indian dish, or what is one dish that you enjoy eating, but you don't cook so much because it is too much time consuming? You can share your answers in the chat section. What is a time consuming dish you enjoy but you don't make often because you don't have that much time? We have answers coming.
We'll wait.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Chila.
Okay. Okay, that's a good one. Anyone else?
For me, it is rotis and side dish, like all those veggie gravies and all. I always
Hmm.
like to have them, but I dread how long it takes to cook.
Yeah, right, right.
Macaroni,
So, yeah,
paste.
maybe by end of this session, you will also, get some ideas how you can do a few steps already done so that you can whip up within 20 to 30 minutes max. And it will not take 1.5 hours that it usually takes to make it everything from scratch. So let's move on to the next slide. So this is especially for dal. So especially for vegetarian, even those who eat meat, all of us usually consume some legumes and pulses, say maybe chickpeas, or is it some dal or some beans like kidney beans and cowpeas, things like that. What you can do is you can pre-soak them already, like soak it for 7 to 8 hours, drain the water, and then it's just dry, and you store that in fridge. Again, 3 to 4 days is suggested. And what we can do is, say maybe you did it on a Sunday, now you're deciding to make chole or rajma masala on a Wednesday or a Thursday. So then you take that, and then as usual, we'll be making the tomato gravy, and then you have this chana or rajma pre-soaked already, and then you can make the base gravy, add it, and then pressure cook. So it will be made within 20 to 25 minutes mostly, and it's not going to take a lot of time. And since we have already kept it, we are not wondering what should I make today. Like, you can quickly whip up a chole chawal or rajma chawal or maybe dal rice, something like that, or dal chapati. So let's try it maybe. And then batter strategy. So this one will be easy for a lot of South Indians or people who make dosa, idli on a regular basis. So making the dosa batter usually would take like some pre-soaking time of 4 to 6 hours, and then you grind it within 40 to 1 hour, 40 minutes to 1 hour. So once we have the batter ready, then we can use it again for 4 to 5 days. Again, the trick here is to store it in fridge so that it does not get too fermented and it does not get spoiled. So when we have the idli or dosa batter ready, then we can make masala dosa or idli sambar quickly because we have the batter and we are not wondering what should I cook for dinner today. So let's try it. And for the person who told that chila is their favorite one, if it is a moong dal chila, you can also do this similarly. Like make the batter on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then you can store it up to 2 to 3 days in the fridge, and then make it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or however you like to eat that. And now talking about other options, base gravy, like Satya told that she likes to eat like a chapati and some veg gravy. So that can be used, be it a mixed veg gravy that you want to make, or a paneer masala, or chicken gravy, or things like that, or maybe soya gravy. You can make the base gravy already, like with tomatoes, onions, spices, salt, everything cooked. Like you can do it on a weekend or even midweek if you have some time. You can make this base gravy, blend it well in a mixie, and then store that gravy. So again, we are storing all these options in the fridge. And once you do that, and maybe you did it on a Sunday, now for Monday dinner, if you want to make chapati and paneer masala, then you have the gravy already ready. So then maybe you just need to chop paneer and then cook the gravy and the paneer, and it will be ready within 10 to 15 minutes. So that way you won't have to spend too much time thinking, why or how much time is it going to take me to make roti also and the gravy also. So at least gravy, three-fourths of the work is done already. So not only paneer, you can also make this with soya chunks or mixed veg curry, or maybe egg curry also we can make with this. So possibilities are endless. Whatever you want, you can tweak it, add the ingredients of your choice to this gravy, and it would be very helpful. And okay, before we talk about the other one, are there any people here who skip breakfast before because they don't have much time? So if you are someone who has ever skipped breakfast, please type a yes in the chat. And if you're someone who always manages to eat breakfast, you have never skipped it, you can write no.
We are getting a mixed response. Like some people say yes, some or no. Actually, it's a tie.
Okay, okay, all right. So for people who are already able to handle their breakfast, great job. And for people who don't have much time and are not able to eat breakfast, that sometimes can impact our focus during work. Maybe energy levels are not that great. So I have got you covered today. So one option is overnight oats. So here what we do is like maybe you have some 2 to 3 containers or even 4 to 5 if you are fond of oats. What you can do is uh, just line up the containers, add some oats, maybe chia seeds if you are fond of it, and then you can add either milk or you can add water if you are not fond of milk, and then store it in fridge. So when you do that, within 7 to 8 hours or overnight, basically, the oats become soft. And then in the morning, you can whip up your breakfast within 2 to 3 minutes. You add either bananas or apple or maybe berries if they are in season, any fruit of your choice. And you can also add some more milk to adjust the consistency. If you would want it to be a little not so thick, you can add it, and maybe some walnuts or badam or whatever you would like to add. Then you can add in the toppings, mix it up, and eat. So you could probably give that a try. And for people who are not fond of oats, the boiled eggs that we had talked about earlier, you can also eat 1 to 2 boiled eggs and a banana or any quick fruit, and even that can become your quick and light breakfast. So maybe let's try that in the coming week and see how that goes. So, all right. Now I have discussed a lot of hacks or ideas of how we can do meal prepping. But ideas alone are not enough. We need a solid plan, right? So here I have got you covered. So we'll see it week by week. So for first week, say today only you attended the session. By first week, either you can be like it can be that this Wednesday to next Wednesday you can consider as week one, and we discussed around 6 to 7 meal prepping ideas. Just choose any one of it, whichever addresses your biggest pain point. So, in the very first question that we had, a lot of you had mentioned that chopping veggies takes a lot of your time. So maybe it is that you want to just chop up some veggies by weekend and you just keep it ready. So maybe that could be your, choice of idea that you want to get started with. Or if it is someone, who is not able to get a lot of protein options in their diet because they're not able to think, what should I cook today? Or maybe I don't have that much time. So maybe you try either boiling eggs or soaking the legumes already, or it can be that you're marinating paneer or tofu and keeping it. Again, like I mentioned, 3 to 4 days would be safe. So choose one of the hack or idea that I discussed about that addresses your biggest pain point, whether it is not being able to chop veggies or whether it is not being able to eat breakfast or dinner. Choose one idea and then just stick to that for till next Wednesday. Don't start a lot of things on the same week so that it does not get very overwhelming. So once you do that, in the next 2 weeks, you can again add one more. Maybe you started with overnight oats for this week, then you add on the veggies in the next 2 weeks. And then maybe you start with boiling eggs or maybe marinating chicken or paneer. So, one at a time, you can add one by one idea and see how much of time it is saving and how much of, it is clearing your mind space in deciding what to cook and all of that. So, one at a time, when you see that which is making the biggest impact in your life, you can then make those changes accordingly. So, before we wrap up, I have another question for you. So, can you let me know on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not confident at all and 5 being very confident, how do you feel with all these ideas and plan that we covered in today's session? Please vote in the poll that would be there. 1 to 5, 1 being not confident at all to 5 being very confident. How do you feel about doing meal prep after this session?
You're starting to get responses. All
Okay.
right. Oh, nice. Uh, we are getting some 4 and 5. Great, guys. I'm glad that you are able to try out something in the coming weeks. And thank you, Chandini, for sharing those useful insights. And I myself, I'm feeling more inspired actually after the session.
That's
Um,
great. All right. Before we wrap up, another slide. Okay. So already a lot of you voted in saying you are feeling very confident. Some of you gave 4. So before we wrap up, just think about which meal gives you a lot of stress during the week. By meal, I mean like is it breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Which of it causes you a lot of stress? Like you're not able to plan for it. Think about that. And that would be a good way to, get started with meal prepping. And also think about one hack that could solve your problem. If it is that you are not able to get in veggies in your diet, then maybe you start from there. And also think about what one idea can you start this weekend. So by thinking about these questions, you'll get answers that is going to be most helpful for your unique situation. And from there, we can start making choices because it's always the small shifts that gives you the biggest results, be it your health or be it your career or anything in life. So let's take a few minutes to think, even after the session. Just think about these questions and then make the next step that you want to take. With that, we come to the end of the session. Thank you so much for attending and engaging with the questions.
All right. Thank you, Chandini, actually. And before we wrap, if anyone has any questions related to whatever she shared, Chandini has shared, you can also put it in the chat. All right. So I hope you guys are inspired enough to try. If you do try any hack, you can also post in the Anyo app in the circles. In the home screen of the app, if you look in the bottom right, there is an option called circles. It's like an Instagram style wall where you can share your pictures, whatever you tried, whichever hack you tried. If you really found it useful, you can share it with the community of like-minded people like you. So it will also inspire others to try on how you save time.
Yes.
And also you can ask any questions, like in case you have any questions which come up later after the session, you can also tag Chandini there and ask the question there. So
Or
yeah.
looking forward to all of you trying some of the ideas and also asking any other further questions, because we inspire each other and grow together. So let's do this. Let's try any of it.
All right, then that's it, Chandini. I think we can wrap it now. And thank you everyone for joining, and have a good rest of the day. And thank you, Chandini.
Thank you, Satya, and thank you everyone for attending the session.